We're in New York. WVVH is here covering the Guildhall Academy of the Arts Lifetime Achievement Awards dinner. We have the distinct pleasure of being joined by Dr. Ruth Appelhoff, who's the Executive Director of Guildhall. And this is Guildhall's night, isn't it?
Isn't this fantastic? I can hardly believe it myself. Over 200 people are here this evening to honor the great talent that we have out in the Hamptons. And they're all coming. So we're thrilled. And thank you for coming.
Dr. Appelhoff, for those who are not familiar with Guildhall, you know, our viewership goes into Westchester, the whole tri-state area. You are the head of an organization that is a resource for the Hamptons, and that's open to everyone in the community.
It is.
A little bit of history, 75 years young.
75. Well, actually, I think 78 at this point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 1931 we opened, and in fact, we've been going strong ever since. We're a theater, 360 beautiful, newly renovated seats, and a museum, and an education center. So we have something for everyone, as you mentioned. Children, teenagers, adults, young people. We try to program so that everybody can find something in our schedule.
And the mission of Guildhall is to educate,
yes,
entertain,
and inspire.
And inspire.
Yes, and inspire. And we do all three. It's, of course, a great pleasure to be part of that. We have a wonderful staff and a fantastic board of directors, and all of us work very hard to make the wonderful programming that we offer our community a reality.
Now, tonight is extra special because 25 years ago, an award dinner, an award committee was set up to honor literary, artistic, creative, what am I missing?
Literary, visual, and performing arts.
Performing arts.
And philanthropy.
And philanthropy. And over these 25 years, the biggest names in show business, the arts, the literary world have been honored by this prestigious award, and tonight is no exception.
Oh, you're absolutely right. In the past, we've honored Steven Spielberg and Candice Bergen.
Candice Bergen, yes.
Billy Joel. We've had some wonderful people agree to accept our honor, and believe me, they're the most outstanding people in the nation, if not the world. It just happens that they live in East Hampton, too. And this year, we're going to be honoring Bob Balaban for performing arts, Marsha Norman for literary arts, Richard Prince for visual arts, and Alan and Susan Patricof for philanthropy.
We're honored to have one of our honorees tonight here at the Academy of the Arts, Bob Balaban, and congratulations. You've always been a part of Guildhall. Now you're receiving its highest honor.
Well, I love Guildhall. I think it's a great place. I've been going there ever since I started going to the country 30 years ago, about. I've seen plays there, art exhibits. Friends with books have gone there to have their signings. It's a great place and very unique in the country, I would say.
Bob, in doing a little bit of research, knowing that you'd be here and you'd be part of this event, I came to the conclusion that the only person that could ever interview you is you, because you're. I mean, this is a gentleman who, in terms of your film career, you've been involved in over 100 motion pictures as an actor, producer, director on films that have received Academy Award nominations, Tony Awards. What a career you have, but I hear it's in your genetics, isn't it?
Well, I do come from a movie background, although as a child I was pretty much unaware of it. My family had built most of the movie theaters in Chicago, a lot of the bigger picture palaces where I grew up. I wasn't too aware of it. I knew I got into movies for free, but I kind of thought, well, you know, I didn't really think about it too much because, you know, it's whatever it is. And as I got older, a lot of my relatives that were of great interest to me were dead at that point, unfortunately, because my dad was the youngest of 7 brothers. When he was born in 1909, his oldest brother was 24 years older, and they went into the Nickelodeon business in Chicago, quickly switched over to the theater business. They discovered, or one of the early discoverers, the Marx Brothers played all their theaters, Sophie Tucker, some great people. And then Barney, who was my dad's oldest brother, took over Paramount from Adolph Zucker in about 1933 and was there for about 35 or 40 years, a long time. And Katz, who was the Katz of the theater chain, which was called Balaban Katz, Katz went actually briefly to Paramount, where he created a debacle and then left Paramount. He was sort of like a black sheep, although he did quite well. And then he left and went to California, where he ran RKO for a while, and then was head of the musical unit and head of physical production at MGM for many years, and hired Arthur Freed, and eventually produced movies like Singin' in the Rain and some great old stuff, and Gigi, one of my favorite movies, and a lot of great stuff.
What you've just said in a minute is like the history of Hollywood.
It's a history of a little piece of Hollywood. It's not early tier, because while they were doing their theater business, because they didn't get into the picture making business till the early 30s, the skanks, all the gold ones, the great golden age of Hollywood is already well underway. Adolph Zucker by 1915 was producing a lot of movies, but they did enter then, and they were very interesting, important people in the development of a lot of stuff.
Bob, of all the things that you do, writing, directing, producing, in writing, not only writing scripts, but now I hear you're writing children's works.
I had a series of children's books about 6 years ago for Scholastic. We sold about 2 million copies. It was I had a lot of fun doing it. It was called Mick Growl. It's about a little boy and his bionic dog. I'm trying to turn that into a movie now, and I just set up a new series of books called The Creature from the 7th Grade, which is about a little boy, a little 11-year-old boy who should be in the 6th grade, but he's actually in the 7th grade, who turns into a monster during second period social studies class. And it's his adventures. We have 4 books starting. I hand it in about a minute and a half if I seem nervous. And the first book comes out in the fall of 2011, and then every 8 months after that, another book comes out, assuming I'm alive.
Oh, Bob. Where do you get your motivation? Where do you get this energy to create?
Well, I like to eat.
Not as much as I do, and I'm not as good.
No, I like to pay off my mortgage, yes. And really my motivation is, it's not I wouldn't call it motivation. I'm just doing what I like to do, basically.
Guildhall is headed up by a board of directors, and the chairman of our board of directors here at Guildhall is this gentleman, Mickey Strauss. And congratulations, Mickey. What an evening to celebrate Guildhall.
I agree with you. It's our 25th anniversary, as you may know, of this dinner, and we have some fantastic honorees, and they made the difference. We've had great turnout. Really pleased.
Under your stewardship and under your board, you've created a major renovation of Guildhall. We were happy enough to be able to cover your rededication.
I remember
but
that.
Guildhall is something, it's different than what people might know of or experience in local theater, isn't it?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what we're referring to, but we're very proud of the fact that we have more community visitors than we do summer visitors, if that's the way to differentiate between the two audiences. We go out of our way to support the community and open the theater to community endeavors and have lots of activities for them. We had 40,000 visitors last year. And I don't know that we've counted exactly, but I think well over half have come from the community.
And what's the biggest challenge you face? Because the economic times have not improved completely.
That's an understatement.
Some will say it's a bit of an understatement.
Right.
How do you handle something like that to try to keep something so precious alive?
Well, I think the staff has done a remarkable job under Ruth's tutelage. We had actually we're in the black last year. I don't know if you know that, but it's partly because they cut expenses. They're very responsive to the environment, and the board came through in a major way, particularly toward year end. We asked for an extra donation, and they came through, and the community support has been fantastic. So it's a nice combination of things, and quite honestly, this year we're budgeting much more conservatively and hope that we're wrong.
This is Susan Patricof and Alan Patricof, and we're so honored to be in your presence tonight, because tonight you're being honored for your humanitarian work. And we all know that Alan is one of the founding fathers of venture capital, but tonight I want to talk about the great work that both of you do, the humanitarian work that you do. And that's really something special. But you have a background in public health from Columbia, is it?
I do. It's the mailman school at Columbia University. And public health is something that is really important for all of us. We come in here, you go into an apartment, to a building, to a school, to any place. And public health is involved with it, and people don't really realize it. We do so much of public health. You won't know what's on you, and it's really important.
But I know you're both active with is it the North Side?
North Side Center for Child
in
Development
Harlem.
in Harlem.
Susan's the chairman of it.
I'm the chairman. 37 years ago, when I was 10 years old, I got involved with this organization, and it's been wonderful. We've had. When I started, there were 200 children there. We now have 2,500 children and families in Harlem, and we have Head Start, and the North Side has been for children at risk. And that's what we've had there, and it's wonderful. I have a wonderful staff and board members that it's just wonderful.
And Alan, the need now is greater than ever. I mean, you've been at the crest of the wave of some of the biggest companies in the history of America, but you also know how difficult things are nowadays for organizations, not-for-profits, to function. That must be a big burden, because you must be asked to do a lot and to try to help in a big way.
Yeah, organizations like Guildhall. There's a great need here, and particularly because of the cutbacks in the municipal and federal system. A lot of organizations are in very tight position, and I think that Susan focuses on children and children's health. I focus on economic development, particularly abroad, but also here, and we're both doing our in a small way helping, but it's a big challenge.
This is a big night for Guildhall, but we're so thrilled. This is John Patricof, who is the chief operating officer of the Tribeca Film Festival.
Exactly.
And the Tribeca Film Festival, for all of our New York viewers watching us on Channel 14, takes place in April.
Exactly. We're getting ready for our 9th film festival this April 21st to May 2nd. And we're very excited about the films that we have. We're about to announce our lineup. And it's looking like it's going to be one of the best festivals yet.
John, for our viewers who are interested in attending the Tribeca Film Festival, can we provide some details?
Absolutely. So you can go to www.tribecafilm.com, and all the information's there. It's actually a very exciting year for us, because we're actually launching a video-on-demand service as well. So people actually be able to go to Cablevision, and on their VOD service, you'll actually be able to see films that will be premiering day and date in the Tribeca Film Festival. So if you can't make it to the city, you can actually go to Cablevision and go to On Demand, and you'll be able to watch some of the films that are in the festival.
And your website?
www.tribecafilm.com.
Great. We'll be
Thanks
catching up with you there. Thank you.
Thanks.
Roy Furman, president of the Academy that we're honoring tonight, these special guests who have been designated as such by Guildhall. And this is a big night for Guildhall, isn't it?
It is, and to clarify one thing, this is the Academy of the Arts of Guildhall, and all the members of the Academy vote for their peers, so that Guildhall does not make the selection. The artists themselves choose their peers in each category.
And we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of this, and through those years, a number of people have been honored in all sorts of disciplines of the arts.
That's correct. We've honored in every one of the artistic areas, and of late, in the last, I'd say, 10 years, we've added one for philanthropy, people who are involved in the community but do not, in fact, perform, but who are very helpful to the world of the arts and the broader community. And tonight we're honoring the Patricofs, Alan and Susan, who are renowned philanthropists and activists. But we've done Mort Zuckerman, we've done Joan Gans Cooney, and quite a few people people. It's very, very impressive group, plus all the artists we've honored over the 25 years. An incredible array.
It is an incredible array, and Roy Furman, you're a producer of Worth here. Who tonight you have a play that's opening on Broadway, but you're here at Guildhall.
Well, it's a big musical. This is the first performance of the first preview tonight of Addams Family, which I'm the lead producer of, co-lead producer of, and it's very exciting with Nathan Lane and B.B. Newworth. And it's a very exciting moment. And what I'm doing tonight is a classic New York endeavor. I'm speaking here, and then have a car waiting to race me to the theater so I can catch each event. And but that's part of the thrill of New York and part of the cultural life of New York. So it's very exciting.
To give your time as you do and the dedication that you have to Guildhall and your stewardship of the Academy, we all are enriched by it, and I just want to thank you. This is a great event. It's because of individuals like yourself who lend the weight and support. It's so great to catch up with friends. This is Karen Arikian, who's the executive director of the Hamptons International Film Festival. And the Hamptons International Film Festival, in its own right, has become a premier film festival in the United States and the world. Welcome to this Guildhall event.
Thank you so much. Yes, very excited for Bob.
Yeah, for Bob, and for Bob is part of your board of directors.
Yes, Bob's a wonderful person, a magnificent actor, producer, writer. I adore him, and I'm very happy that we're here to support him. And all the others.
And all the
other
others.
nominees, or winners.
Now, the Hamptons International Film Festival, we were watching the Academy Awards, and again, I saw titles that I saw that had their release at the Hamptons International Film Festival, and you're in charge of that organization, and you've got a lot planned this year, don't you?
Yes, I do. I mean, we were thrilled that The Cove won Best Documentary. That opened our documentary series last summer, Summer Docs, which Alec Baldwin hosts, the host last night, and so we're very pleased about that. And there were a number of films that we showed at our festival, and I'm very, very proud of our programming team, David Nugent, Director of Programming. So.
Well, for our viewers, we love the Hamptons International Film Festival. We've been part of it. I guess when I think 16 millimeter film was the form of film from when we started. But you guys do such a great job, and you've created a world-class event. A little bit of detail about what's happening this year. When will it take place?
Our dates are the 7th to the 11th of October. We're 5 days, including the Columbus Day weekend, which was our change we made last year and proved to be very successful, and hopefully for the community as well.
Caught up with another great friend of ours, Henry Schleif. Henry, you started Court TV.
I did.
Hallmark.
I didn't really start it. I kind of helped build it once it was established.
Helped build it to a great level. Then you went from that to Hallmark.
To Hallmark, we turned that around, and now I'm at Investigation Discovery, part of the Discovery Group of Networks.
And you're part of Guildhall.
I'm part of Guildhall throughout, absolutely. Guildhall is just, it's been in my DNA, if you will, using forensics for quite a while. It's a privilege to be on the board. It's such an active community year-round now, as you know, and whatever contribution that we can make as members of the board, we try to do it with evenings like tonight.
You've always been an active member of the community, the Hamptons community, and the entertainment community. Guildhall really benefits from all of its friends, doesn't it?
I think it's a two-way street. I think Guildhall feels kind of the passion of the people in the community, and it's great, I think, when they kind of get that sense and turn around and deliver the kind of theater and the art shows and the whole sense of community that you have throughout the year. So sure, I think it's really a terrific relationship that we have with the community.
Michael Bruno, firstdibs.com. You're part of this event. You're an important sponsor, and we thank you for being part of this Guildhall event.
Well, I spend my summers in the Hamptons, so Guildhall is such a symbol of the arts, and I'm a supporter of the arts. That's what our company does. We are a big supporter of the decorative arts, and the performing arts is another area. I know Guildhall occasionally does events that are fine art related, and so it's something that is important to us as a business and something we support personally and fiscally, so we're thrilled to be here tonight.
Your website is firstdibs.com. And again, the company what does it do?
We're a venue for what we call the most beautiful things on earth. Our dealers, we represent the best dealers in the United States, London and Paris, and we have photographers in every city that we operate in, and they shoot the dealer's latest inventory, and we put it online so our customers can find it as fast as the dealers find it. And many of the antique dealers we work with tell us that we're the reason they're still in business after a very difficult economy took its toll, and as the market changed for antiques. So we had to dig deeper to find the people who still appreciated those things. And along with antiques, we have a big selection of 20th century decorative arts, which has been very popular for the last 10 years. But antiques has been an area that we've had to really support and promote, and we've been very happy to do that.
One of our honorees tonight is Marsha Norman of Kentucky, I might add.
Of Louisville, that's right.
We've got to mention Kentucky, and she is the award recipient for this night for literary works. And congratulations for a body of work that is so profound that I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, thank you. That's the best sentence to hear, is that you're pleased with what you've seen of mine already and eager to hear more. I mean, that very issue, body of work, that's the central issue for writers in America. Can we get finished? Can we get it all written? And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm like 80% there. I'm looking forward to my rocking chair on the beach moment.
Not too soon, because Night Mother. You wrote the book for the Broadway musical The Color Purple, The Secret Garden. But what really interests me is this work that you did called Getting Out, which you did when you were in college.
No, not
was
college,
but after college, or was that Agnes Scott College in Kentucky, wasn't it?
Agnes Scott is in Georgia. It's one of the greatest women's colleges in the world. They gave me more money than, they gave me so much money I could go there. They sat me down at the piano, had me play for the dance group the whole time I was there. It's sort of the best training you could give somebody for, if you knew a person was going to end up in the musical theater, this is what you'd have them do in college. But then I went back to Kentucky and I went to work in a state mental hospital. And then 10 years after that, when I got ready to write for the theater, it's a story from that mental hospital day that turned out to be the center of that Getting Out play. And to date, Getting Out is the play of mine that's performed more than any other single work of mine. I mean, Night Mother won the Pulitzer, and there are other plays that have won other things, but Getting Out is the play that's done in colleges all over the world, and people will come up and say, oh, I did the frog speech to get into drama school, and oh, I did, so that's
It's a story that's as relevant today as it was when you wrote this.
That's absolutely right.
And it came from your experience working with children who had disabilities, mental and...
Of all kinds. In those days, that hospital was a collection of every disabled kid in Kentucky. If you got sick enough in Kentucky and you were under 15, you were with us. And it wasn't, and we didn't, any of us know enough to be there, but we worked hard and we thought about it and we studied and we laughed and we worked. It was sort of late 60s. It was a kind of a, it's what we did instead of fighting the Vietnam War. We went out to the state mental hospital and tried to do some good.
Well, this is your night. You joined the ranks of individuals, Joe Pintaro.
Yeah,
I mean,
everybody. Yep.
And we're so proud of this night for you and for the other honor. When we speak of giants in the entertainment business, this gentleman here, Michael Lynn, what a history, what credentials you have, and thank you for being part of this great Guildhall event.
Thank you for saying that, and I'm thrilled to be here. I'm a big supporter of Guildhall. I believe it's so important to the community in the Hamptons and provides the kind of arts and entertainment and education that's so necessary in a vital town like East Hampton.
Our viewers should know you've spent many years at New Line Cinema.
Correct.
You also have a new company that you've started.
Unique Features, which is our new production company, and we're working on many projects that we feel soon will be films that everybody will be able to see.
And he's also a winemaker, so
that's true, on the North Fork of Long Island, Bedell Cellars. I'm very proud of that.
Let's talk a little bit about Guildhall and why events like this are need to be celebrated?
Well, as I said, Guildhall is an important educational and entertainment institution on the east end of Long Island. I chair the museum committee. It's vital for the local population who's there year-round, and an amazing addition for the population that comes from New York City and other places and spends weekends in the summer there. And the programs they do, the art program, we're very proud of. The theater program is amazing, and the education program is very important.
We're with Stuart Matsuna, chairman of the Hamptons International Film Festival, supportive of this great Guildhall event, and it's great catching up with you, Stuart.
Well, Guildhall is just a great institution for the Hamptons, and our dear friend Bob Balaban, also board member of the Hampton International Film Festival, great filmmaker, actor, writer, director, producer. He's just so talented. So it's so great to have, you know, a piece of East Hampton come to New York City in this great, wonderful place.
You know, one of the things that I've known, and it's because of people like yourself, the arts cooperate. Guildhall cooperates with the Hamptons International Film Festival. You all make it happen. Your great signature conversation with events take place at Guildhall. For someone who's been active in the community as you have, to see nights like tonight must make you proud, doesn't it?
Well, it's very exciting to see, you know, the success of the Guildhall and the success of the Hampton Film Festival come together here in New York City with so many great people from New York and from the Hamptons.
MC Angela LaGreca.
Hello. Let me do my impression of from the Oscars, Sarah Jessica Parker. Do you see that? These are the biggest, the creme de la creme.
Well, you're the
Another Hamptonite chewing. I felt so much better because I chew gum all day. I said, if Sarah Jessica can, I will be having sex in the city too. So I was excited.
You are the creme de la creme for
know.
us.
Well, this is a fabulous place. The lighting this year is better than ever. I don't have to have any work done for the next 5 years if I just stay in Cipriani's. Have you seen the lighting? I feel like I'm glowing. I feel like I just had a birthday. I feel like I went 10 years backwards. I love it.
You do so much for Guildhall and so much for the Hamptons community.
No, well.
But you're a friar, so we expect that much. My brother and I are friars also.
Don't you love the Friars Club? Where the median age is deceased, so you're like a hottie, and so am I. If you work out at the Friars Club and you go, seriously, they have a gym there. Can you imagine? Makes no sense. And you sit next to somebody, and Jaime is on the treadmill, and if you do more than like 2 laps on the treadmill, oh my God, she's like an Olympic champion. How do you do that? That's amazing. You always feel good about yourself at the Friars and Cipriani's. So that would be my advice.
This is some crowd in here. My God, you got captains
they can afford the ticket.
And queens of industry.
No, and you know the thing is, these are hard jobs to MC because as much as they want to support Guildhall, they want to get home even more. Why is that at these events?
Well, it's not only that they want to get home. We have, in the case of Roy Furman, he's opening up a play tonight.
The Addams Family. How cool is that? Roy is like the busiest man. He's always raising funds, and then he loves Broadway. I love him, and I love Mickey Strauss. I want to see what color sweater he's going to blind me with tonight, although he might be wearing a suit. And Ruth Appelhoff does a great job.
Let's talk about you, because our viewers need to know the view. You've been a producer.
Well, I've been a comedian, but I have no time to be one anymore, so it's fun to MCs now. A comedian, a writer, a producer. I worked at The View for 9 years with Joy and company. And then when Meredith went over to the Today Show, she said, come with me. And I thought, all right. And I did. So it'll be 4 years that I've been a producer at the Today Show. And this summer, I convinced those two to donate their time. And so we're going to do In Conversation with Meredith and Joy, Meredith Vieira and Joy Behar, and I'm going to moderate at Guildhall, July 24th.
Wow.
At 6 o'clock so that we can go out and have dinner fun later. I thought that early bird special. Because you know how the Hamptons is, a little bit of sun and they're like out on the floor passed out. Can you imagine?
We will cover it and promote it on VVH.
No, they're
and
donating.
You've appeared at Guildhall prior, many times.
But none of us are making money this time because we feel like we want to give back because, it's great to have a viable theater. That's the difference in the Hamptons between going to the Hamptons and say going to upstate Oshkosh B'gosh. Not that I'm putting down the Catskills, but I might want to see a movie or a film festival, or I want to see a play, I want to perform somewhere, or I just want to stay in my house. But the option is there. I want to see a great art show. I want to follow a new photographer. To me, how do you live without that?
Thank you for watching WVVH-TV's coverage of Guildhall's Lifetime Achievement Awards. For WVVH, I'm Ernie Shimizi.